Hey guys, just got in this trade. It's March 1st, 2016. A little bit late into the game actually, but comes back down on at least break even. Basically, we saw a breakout of market profile, came back in, saw some retracements both on the longer time frame, which is the 5 sim over here, and the short time frame 3 sim. We're going to zone from low value to high value, so I should have exited right here because it popped up really quickly into this area. So I wasn't able to get out on that one contract, or at least get out about 10 ticks into it. So you know what? I would just bring this down to the 27, which give me one contract out at 10 contracts. I mean 10 ticks. It's about $100 right there. And we'll see if the next one can break out of here. What I am tracking as well okay, and there we got $100 out of that move real quick. They come all the way back down into the zone, but that was you can see there's a black line here over here. Call that the black line in sand. It's the developing value area, and it lined up with the low value area, which is a high probability trade because of the fact that it just shows confluence, right? So when you have multiple things lining up at the same time, for instance, in this case would be support. That just means you have stronger support, and you could see both on the longer and the short term or time framed areas that was the case. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to lock in the amount of ticks that I wanted. That was a little over 1.5 R, or it was basically a 1-to-1 trade. I mean, this is meaning I risked one to make one, and that's unfortunate because that's not what you really want. But I got in a little bit late as well. Could have got in a little bit earlier, but I literally just walked into the house and I saw this trade set up, and I got right back in, or I got right into the trade. And it was a valid trade. I saw the momentum shifting to the upside. I saw the support, and was able to analyze that real quick and then get out of the market. So what I am looking at is, if I pull out the 30-minute, is we're kind of at the resistance area right now. All right. So the market's been ranging for oil for quite a bit in this area for at least the last couple weeks. Let me see. News was calling the lows over here at the 28. Now we're going to go back up. Whatever the case is, excuse me, we are in a range right now, okay? So I would say this is kind of like the bottom of the range. You got the top of the range right here. This 1 day spike, or 1 to 2 day spike, doesn't really count. That might be the next area that we might look at as far as profit is concerned, how far this thing might go up. Let me move the line over a little bit more. So these are just areas that I drew in where there's a high volume that I could look to actually exit as price kind of moves in that direction. So you can see, if I zoom in, it just kind of peaks over there multiple times, right? Probably the 34.60, 34 right here would be an area, because you're seeing a lot of the high volume prices in that area being the peak. So if this thing does break out of here, and it very well could, we could see this go up to that 34.69. So I left that one contract left. It's starting to move back up again, but it really needs to break this area and just continue to see if that thing can push up and hit a new high for today. And we're looking at profits anywhere between the 34.6 all the way up to the 35 even. And you can see, because when price came down into this area, it initially bounced, right? Bounced, came down, broke right through it. Once it broke below here, it stayed below it for quite a while, right? You can see that. Broke out of it once, came back down into it, tried to break out again. And then we hit an all-time low of $28, which we haven't seen in several years. And now we're kind of stuck in this range again, and now we're at the top of the range, right? So buyers are in control. Buyers are pushing oil up a little bit for this day time period. So we'll see what happens at these resistance zones. If there's hard selling, we're seeing this thing automatically just push down. We aren't seeing this right now, We are seeing some consolidation. Longer does kind of consolidate in this area. High probability that it could push and break through to the upside. Just some things to kind of think about. So what I normally would have done, I mean, if I would have got in earlier, I would have gotten in a better price, obviously, at the 34.05 and made a lot more money. But it looks like it's going to come out and stop me out, which is fine. It might just go down and reverse into the low value area. But right now, I'm not looking to sell. I'm going to look to the buy. So unless this low value area breaks, I will look for this thing to break out of 34.31, come back down and retest it, because you can kind of see on this chart here, that's the top of the zone, right? So if that's the resistance and it breaks out, then what you would look for it to come back down into support, because your resistance would become support, top of that price range, and then look to buy to see this thing continue to move up to the upside. So that was a trade today. As you can see, execution is everything. The trade setup is important, and looking and being patient for the setup. As you can see, it's the same setup every time. And just to review, high value area, break out above it, you look for a retracement, and the first retracement you buy. I wasn't here for this retracement, so good thing I didn't get into that. With the second retracement, you had multiple support levels, and which is confluence, and was able to make a quick profit off of that. Wish I would have gotten there earlier, but it is what it is. Alright guys, so that's my quick trade today. There's probably more to come. The markets are doing this every day, and it's great. So we'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Alright, bye.